Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Three Kingdoms video. Today we're not going to only talk about Three Kingdoms, but also the potential future of the Total War series of games, more specifically that of siege battles. So without further ado, let's begin. So as you are aware, I've been given access to the Furious Wild DLC, the upcoming expansion level DLC for Total War Three Kingdoms. In all honesty, I wasn't too sure what I was going to show off. I like Three Kingdoms, I think it's a great game, but I am not as competent with Three Kingdoms as I am with the Warhammer series, at least not in knowledge. Nonetheless, when we were told that we could show off stuff relating to custom battles, I was rather curious about checking out these new gate battles. As far as I was aware, the gate battles were supposed to be some sort of continuation or carbon copy of the Empire's fort system in Total War Warhammer 2. In all honesty, the forts themselves didn't excite me. The fort system is cool and all, don't get me wrong, but it's still a lackluster siege, you know? Nothing really has changed. Nonetheless, I wanted to check it out, mainly because, well, it's a new battle system for Three Kingdoms, so it must have something new. Turns out I was right, but before we jump into that, just a quick few notes here. All the icons you can see on the map are the available gate battles which you can find in the custom battle section. Now, I'm not sure if these are all the gates that will be available in this DLC, or just a small number of them so creators such as myself can check them out. The one thing I do want to note, which is rather unfortunate, is that the gate battles themselves are lacking in terms of unique maps. There's not that many of them, it's rather disappointing. But either way, this is a new system, so it could have been implemented in such a way to just show off what they have planned. But with all that being said, I auto-generated an army for myself, set myself as the defender, and got all of the non-mon units into the attacker position, as I was rather curious to see how they would attack me. Now let's jump into the actual map itself. The loading screen itself showing off the soon-to-be battle map was rather curious. I'm being attacked by both sides, with my gate fortifications right smack in the middle of the map. Never mind the fact that the map itself looks rather small, with a big chunk of it being blacked out, it seems rather unique, so my interest had already peaked. Loading into the map, I was rather disappointed to see that the non-mon had deployed all its forces together. I looked around the map, and while yes, it is very visually appealing, and there are some raised areas here and there, everything just seemed like a generic siege. Either way, they are still leagues better than the Warhammer series, and if this is the new iteration of fort battles, then this is already a success in my mind. But still, in complete honesty, I was expecting more. Obviously, I hadn't noticed that walls, apart from having their usual defensive towers, also had trebuchets. These were not units I myself had purchased, but rather belonged to this gate battle itself. Being able to fire trebuchets from atop of a wall obviously provides a tactical advantage to the defenders. And then I was rather surprised to see that we also had multiple bolt crossbows mounted upon the walls too. Both these siege weapons were attached to the map itself and featured on both sets of walls provided for the defenders. Now in truth, these mechanics aren't exactly new, having been featured in previous Total War titles, but they were omitted from the newer games. It seems like the Three Kingdoms gate battles might be a test to see if this mechanic is worth bringing back. Just like the Empire forts in Warhammer 2 improved and expanded upon the High Elf gate system, it seems that this new gate battle system in Three Kingdoms is expanding upon the Empire one. If this is indeed the case, then gate battles might be the next big step in regards to a complete siege warfare overhaul. Not just in Three Kingdoms and possibly Warhammer, but maybe every future possible Total War title to be released hereafter. As we are all aware, siege warfare in the Total War series has been very lackluster as of late, especially in the Warhammer series. Now, the community themselves have been very vocal about this, and CA themselves are aware of the situation. So if they're implementing stuff bit by bit in various games to test the waters, that would make a lot of sense. We've seen the forts being introduced into Total War Warhammer, siege engines being reintroduced into Total War Three Kingdoms, and even Troy reintroduced more large-scale, more complex-looking city and settlement maps. Even the reintroduction of deployables in Total War 3 Kingdoms could have been a hint. Maybe I'm looking a bit too far into this, but it honestly does look like this is being pushed towards a potential massive siege rework. It would make sense development-wise to introduce potential future features into future games into the current ones that we already have active. Nothing too big, just little bits here and there to see first off if the community acknowledges it, and secondly how they react to it. Should that be the case, then the potential is there, and moving forward I'm assuming we'll see newer stuff along the lines of putting your own army siege engines onto walls, reintroduction of multi-layered cities, and maybe even the introduction of more forms of deployables for both the attackers and the defenders. Honestly, this does look, at least to me, like the next big step in the future siege rework. I of course can be wrong, as obviously we aren't aware what Creative Assembly are planning or not. But obviously the trebuchet and the multiple bolt thrower being added onto the walls here seem like something too specific. It's not something that would be ignored by the player base. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is just being added for the sake of flavor, or do you think that this might be the next big step for the Total War Siege reworks? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you think that this is part of a future plan for a siege rework, what would you like to see for it in the future? There are loads of possibilities, and I'm rather curious to see what you guys think and feel about this and what you're personally hoping for. I hope I'm right, sieges need a drastic overhaul for all future titles, and in all honesty the current ones too. But with that, my friends, we come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various different social media links such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with a great book team. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Using our special link and also our special code, both of which can be found in our description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Pence and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Hewell and VSVasan for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. It really means a lot to me, especially since all the money earned from Patreon goes directly back onto the channel. New webcam, equipment, microphones, and so on. And a big thank you to all of you liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. Honestly, I'm really enjoying creating this content and chatting to all of you guys about speculation, new content, and so on. It's absolutely awesome. It's been nice to make a few friends along the way. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and I shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.